Hey everybody, today I'm going back to the Evercade with Atari Arcade 1 for your Evercade or Evercade VS system, which as always comes with a nice full color manual every game gets. 2 pages of coverage. It's pretty nice looking. Let's go ahead and take Atari Arcade 1. Let's pop it in my VS and see how the games hold up today. Let's go to the games. Atari Arcade 1 is cartridge 4 of the Purple Boxed Arcade series. Best Buy gives it a release date of January 14th, 2022 here in the States, and at the time I researched, they had it in stock at the standard $19.99 price point. The cartridge contains the following 13 games from the 70s and early 80s, as later Atari Arcade games like Gauntlet and Paperboy are currently owned by Warner Brothers, not modern-day Atari. I will list the games starting with my least favorite, working my way up to my most favorite of this collection. Night Driver from 1976 is the first game, a game where you gain points by going as fast as you can during your time limit. You need to use the 4 main buttons to shift gears. It is considered to be one of the earliest first-person games published, and the car you see on screen was originally a sticker on the arcade machine. The problem here is twofold. One, it's just you on the road with no other drivers, kinda boring. And two, the original steering controller being mapped to a D-pad just doesn't work well for me, making it hard to go fast without feeling like I was slipping on ice. If you can, go play the 2600 version with the paddle controller instead. Next I have Pong from 1972. The granddaddy of them all is both too difficult for my taste and a little too tough to control with a D-pad instead of the original dial. Lunar Lander from 1979 is next. Try to land without crashing in this classic, which actually controls well, but I've just never been a fan of this very slow-paced game. Warlords from 1980 is next. Playing Warlords with some sort of paddle controller can be very fun, especially with multiple players. This version uses left and right on the D-pad to move, which works okay, but it's still not nearly as fun as using a paddle. Super Breakout from 1978 is the next title, another game designed with dial controls in mind. It is actually somewhat fun and playable with the D-pad until the ball increases in speed. It also seemed hard to change game variations for whatever reason. Liberator from 1982 is the next game. Based on the DC Atari Force comic book, it's like Missile Command, but from space, where you blast enemy bases, ships, and missiles. Originally it's a trackball game, but it actually controls pretty well here, and it's worth playing now and then. Missile Command from 1980 is the next game. The arcade classic comes to this collection. If you're mostly familiar with the 2600 port, you should know that 3 separate buttons are used to fire missiles from the 3 bases at the bottom. And there are a ton of enemy aircraft to keep your eyes out for. Once again, it was made for a trackball in mind, but it plays okay with the D-pad here. Crystal Castles from 1983 is the next game, yet another trackball arcade game that controls okay with the D-pad. Collect gems while avoiding witches and trees. Gets pretty fun once you get used to it. Centipede from 1981 is the next game. Hey look, it's another trackball arcade game, and once again, while not nearly as good as using a real trackball, it still plays okay with the D-pad. And it's Centipede, so you know it's fun. Next is Canyon Bomber from 1977. Don't sleep on this one. All you do is drop bombs, hitting the scoring circles below. But here's the catch. You can only miss 3 times. Try to beat the computer score, but if you really want to impress, clear the entire canyon. It's simple, but it's also simply fun. Asteroids Deluxe from 1981 is the next title. The classic game requires a button to use your thruster, unlike the 2600 version where you can move with your joystick. But once you get used to that setup, you'll have a good time blasting rocks in space. Millipede from 1982 is the next game. Centipede might be more popular, but Millipede is the better game all around and does a great job improving on the original. And my most enjoyable game on this collection is Skydiver from 1978. Surprised? So was I. Never did I think I'd enjoy this game so much. Press one button to jump, another one to open your chute, trying to land on target while managing the wind. And like Canyon Bomber, you only get 3 misses. It controls well, it looks good for its age, and it even has a sense of humor. This is one of those games you can pick up and play at any time and have some fun. Family-friendly wise, the game received a PEGI rating of 7 and is suitable for most ages. So what did I think of Atari Arcade 1? Overall, I liked it more than I thought I would. Yeah, it's missing some games I would have liked to seen on this collection like Black Widow and Red Baron. And some titles simply aren't well suited for the D-pad like Night Driver and Warlords. But what this collection does right is offer 6 to 8 games that are simple to pick up and play and enjoy despite their age. And because the 2600 versions tend to be more popular, it also helps highlight some of Atari's arcade roots. It's not a collection you'll pour hours into like some of the other modern collections, but if you're a fan of retro arcade games, even from the 70s and early 80s, this is a solid pickup. So where am I going to rank Atari Arcade 1? I do like Data East Collection 1 more at 10, but I will put this over Interplay Collection 2 at 11. So out of the 17 games that now ranked for the Evercade, Atari Arcade 1 is debuting at the 11th position. Atari Arcade 1 features some titles that don't work well on a D-pad, but it also offers some true classics that are still fun today. That's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Please click like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, support the show at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer, and click the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time in the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, everybody.